Hey, welcome my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. Lizzie the Lightworker here at Rainbow Moon. So guys, today I'm bringing you a different kind of reading. This is going to be for someone from your past or even your present. But I feel like more somebody from the past or somebody you just can't seem to let go of or get over or understand why you can't stop thinking about this person. We're going to talk about why didn't they make a move. Maybe you were wondering why they weren't pursuing you. So we're going to talk about, you might have known you had feelings and they had feelings too, but what held them back? All right. So we're going to talk about how did they feel, towards you? What were their feelings, their desires, their wants? Why didn't they make a move? What was holding them back? What stopped them? Why? And how do they feel now? Are they thinking about you in the same ways that you're thinking about them? And what to do about this connection? Is it sort of to let it go, or is it to reconcile it, or just see what happens? All right, so we're going to hear all those messages and more. Pick a card style, 1, 2, or 3. I will leave timestamps. We're going to get into this with the first card. Card number 1. Card number 1, and all the cards are going to really reflect sort of the energy that the relationship carried, the connection carried, or maybe something that it ended on or a reason. So let's get into this. So we've got time. The energy of time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. So it could be that it was a timing issue between you and this person. It could also be that either too much time or not enough time. Sometimes we spend too much time on one particular area of a relationship, and because we're putting all our energy into one particular thing, the rest of the relationship is not flourishing or growing. It could be that they needed some time or you needed some time to sort of sort things out, or maybe it was a timing issue with commitment possibly. So time surrounding this, interesting. I feel like it also had a little bit to do with stability and structure within the relationship, but you were also being taught a valuable lesson about this, about timing, and also about understanding how important timing really is. All right, so let's get into this. Let's ask, how did they feel about you? Because we're talking about why didn't they make a move? So timing. See how interesting? So what's surrounding this? Okay, so we've got the Tower. I feel like they might have been in a crisis that you didn't even know about. They might have been having a crisis situation or dealing with lots and lots and lots of trouble and chaos and problems and all of those things. I feel like this person really couldn't handle a relationship. That might be why they didn't pursue it. I also feel like there's a weird sense to me that they dread relationships, almost like they're afraid to lose their freedom or a sense of who they are. I feel like this is devastating to them because they couldn't make a move. They didn't know what to do. I feel like they felt very trapped in their own way. I also feel like they knew they weren't in the best energy for you, and your energy was completely different from theirs. They were in a lower energy and also very chaotic, very almost like a self-hating or a self-torturing energy. I feel like they gave off crazy vibes at the time. And I feel like things were up and down and kind of all over the place, but I feel like deep down, you kind of knew something might have been wrong with them or off with them, or they were having other difficulties in their life. To me, this is like separations. It's definitely things that are beyond your control that are happening in your life. So this person had issues around their everyday life. I feel like, the major things with the Tower are like divorce, separation, a death in the family, something sudden, losing their job, and then now they're broke, and what are they going to do? A lot of like those in-depth things are like a criminal situation or a situation with their house or their home or their living space. So something was really off with that. But I get a sense they felt like relationship, oh my God, I couldn't possibly. That's the energy. Like, oh my God, I just, there's no way I can do that. I do feel though that they felt very, very powerful towards you. Okay. But all the other factors in their life were holding them back. So let's see how else did they feel? How did they feel? So the Emperor to me is saying that they may have been in an energy where they needed more structure. obviously with the Tower, some of their foundations were falling away when they were talking to you. Some things that maybe they didn't want to look at about themselves, they fell away. I feel like they needed stability, dependability, and all of those things that you could provide to them. So that's where the attraction was laying. They felt that you were responsible, mature, stable, capable, all those things. I feel like now they're looking back on that with the time thing, wishing that they had done something about this. They are wishing that they could meet somebody that was like you. They think back on this, back into time, and they want to meet somebody that was just like you or has an energy similar to yours, and they're not finding that anywhere, and it's just increasing their memories of you. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the Fool. Now, this could be read as two different things. At that time, I feel like they just weren't ready to commit. They were needing to sow their wild oats and go out into the world and explore and dream and not be committed because they didn't want anything holding them back. They didn't want anything making them feel like they had a responsibility or they had to treat you a certain way or they had to do certain things. They didn't want any responsibility. I also feel like this could be a new beginning. This, to me, the Fool always says like a brand new beginning, a new day. So they may be wanting to reconnect with you, and they might be in a different energy now. I feel like at the end of the day, they might be somebody that just can't handle heavy commitment. And we've got the Chariot. I feel like this person is going to come forward just to try to talk to you. I do feel like they're almost like I realized how stupid I was in the past and like how crazy things got. And I feel like it didn't end good between the two of you. Like it ended like in a weird blow up or something like that. But I feel like now they're like, I've had some time. See, time is the theme here. I've had some time to think things out. I've had some time to discover who I am. And I know deep down I really do want you. And I can project that outward. I just don't know where to find you, how, or how to even begin. But they know they're on the right road and they know they're on the right path with their spiritual stuff and their journey through life. I feel like now they're just proud. They're sort of proud and they want another chance is what I'm getting. And we've got the Moon. So I feel like sometimes this person really does feel a lot of emotion towards you. Okay. I feel like in the past with the timing thing, I feel like they needed time to process their emotions and they just couldn't at that time. They were just in a very chaotic energy. Look, and we've got 6 of emotions, which has to do with memories and fond memories. They look back on the time that they spent with you fondly. For some reason, they just couldn't get out of that energy of, I'm scared and it's always the worst. Everything's always the worst for me. So I don't want this to go south and go bad. I feel like you might have been very close friends or maybe even like a friends with benefits. I get a sense that there was something definitely between the two of you because there's so much emotional connection. I just feel like they were so up and down about things, like with the Moon. Things went in cycles for them. But I also feel like they needed to get a clearer picture and a better picture in life just in general, okay? So this could be some of the reasons why they didn't make a move and some of the things that stopped them. I feel like they were caught up in their past, thinking about past relationships as well. They could have been dwelling on someone from the past that they had just broken up with, and they were using you to lean on you for support, and then they started to feel something for you. That's what I'm getting here. So let's see what stopped them. And for that, we're going to use my Lost Love Oracle. What stopped them from making this move and why? All in all, we're getting a sense of it, but I want to see what stopped them. So we've got a broken trust. Broken trust. The crack will always be there. So somebody hurt them. Somebody broke them. Broke their sort of beliefs about love and how fulfilling love can be. I feel like at that time they weren't willing to give it a try. They weren't willing to do anything until they had done some healing and picked up some of their pieces. But I feel like they wanted you to sort of pick up some of their pieces too, and it got to be too difficult because the emotional connection was growing. So I feel like in this energy, they sort of know that they're always going to have this wound, but they had to work on healing this wound. And just like the card says, you can glue this all back together, but the crack is always going to be there. This person may be emotionally stunted from a bad relationship or a young relationship, like a younger relationship they had with somebody. So again, with time, they needed time to let time clear things up. So let's see what else we're getting. How do they, how do they feel now? Be open to new opportunities. So I feel like they're opening up and they're thinking about reaching out to you, okay? They see you as this beautiful being of light and love and harmony and trust and all the good things that they know are part of a good relationship. And I feel like you should be open to this connection too, because I do feel like time has gone by. Enough time has passed for them and for you. So let's see what to do about this connection. So what should you do about this connection? We've got fear. So I feel like Spirit is telling you to sort of drop that fear that, you might get hurt again, or they might get hurt. There's this fear of getting hurt is what I'm getting. I feel like it's always worse than you imagine it. Like, it's always like you can imagine the worst, the worst, the worst. It's never as bad as what you imagine is what I'm getting. So I feel like Spirit's like, don't be afraid to take a chance here, because on the other side of this, it could be something really beautiful, but I'm also getting let them come to you. So if you're wondering why all along they weren't making a move, it was definitely fear behind this and timing. So I not to give false hope or anything, but I feel like let them come to you. Okay? I hope this was helpful. Let's get on to card number 2. So card number 2, why didn't they make a move? Let's see what we've got here. We've got romantic love. Okay? So romantic love. This was a romantic relationship between the two of you. So let's get some cards out and see exactly what was going on with this. How did they feel? They felt very close to you and very inspired by you. And I feel like they felt like they were shining star. They could do anything. You made them feel like they were invincible. And they do look back on this and they definitely, they felt romantic towards you. They may have not made a move because they were worried about ruining a friendship or ruining this feeling here that they had towards you. They had this wonderful feeling like you boost me up, you lift me up. They didn't want this to end. And I think they were afraid that if you went to a romantic level, something was going to happen with this. Okay? Let's see what else we're getting. Yeah, we've also got like a youthful. I feel like they might have been a little bit immature and afraid to take a chance on love, or they might have not yet known what love fully was yet. They definitely had these romantic feelings towards you, definitely wanted to, I don't know, I feel like they were attracted to your mind as well as your body or your spirit, your soul, all of that. They were definitely attracted to your mind too. You stimulated them intellectually. That's what I'm getting. You stimulated them, and that was such a turn on to them. You also boost their ego, boost their self-esteem. They didn't want to lose that. Let's see what else we're getting. We've got 2 of emotions. I feel like they might have been between you and someone else too. They might have been hung up on a past relationship, which I'm not feeling that so much. They might have been interested in someone else, and with your connection, this sort of like blew that other person out of the water, and they're kind of like, I just don't know how to really do this. I also feel like this was a friendship, and a very, very close friendship that was warming into love. And I'm getting more of a sense they were afraid to lose that connection with you. Like if something went wrong, they wouldn't have been able to fix it, and you wouldn't have even been able to be friends after it. So there's something with that. They were afraid to take it to the next level because of losing the friendship. They didn't want to lose the friendship. Okay, let's see. I also feel, Queen of Voices, I also feel like they were seeing you sort of in this energy where, you're, like I said, you intellectually stimulated them. They never had anything like that. They thrived on it. It was like a serious hardcore turn on for them that they could have this connection with you. And it's not matched by anybody else. And they've said this to other people. They've talked about you to other people, and they've said it to you. It's nice to be able to have this intellectual connection, not just physical. Okay. But I also feel like they know that you weren't going to take any shit. So if they weren't going to be serious, they know deep down that you were a little bit of a hard ass when it comes to that. And you were not going to let your walls down easily unless you were certain that this was going to go somewhere. So they may see you in this Queen of Swords energy where you're a little bit standoffish, but yet, they know that you've been through a lot of shit. They know how smart you are and intelligent you are. And they are seriously attracted to that vibe you have, that logical, rational vibe. They really, really love that about you. They absolutely think the world of you. They have you on a pedestal. They have you on this pedestal of, like, you're like this untouchable force in their mind. They know that they've not found this anywhere else. They know they're not going to find this anywhere else. They're struggling with this. Okay, still to this day, they are struggling with this. And I feel like they may be looking for you or wanting to reach out to you. Yeah, we've also got this sense of family and building. So I feel like they saw that they could build with you. And at the time, they might have, like I said, been more emotionally shut off because they were afraid to lose this connection or compromise it in any way. They hold you in this light of, like, you're it for them. You could have been it for them. But they were scared. They were scared to lose it all. That's what I'm getting. So, let's ask, what stopped them? And we're going to use my Lost Love Oracle for that. What stopped them? Or what were they afraid of and why? What stopped them? Okay, we've got stranded. So I feel like they were afraid, like I said, that this would have been somewhere left abandoned. They don't want to be left alone or out in the cold or forgotten. So I feel like they feel like if they fucked up this connection in any way, and they're taking the blame here, like, I didn't want to screw this up. I didn't want to mess up what we had. Because if I did, I would be this lost and broken boat somewhere. And confused and not sure. Okay, that's what I'm getting. We've also got emotions. Face your feelings. Get out. Yes. Face your feeling. They couldn't do it. I also feel like they put on sort of like this blank or like a mask for you or an expressionless. So you would stay sort of like, not confused, but like sort of like you would stay in that energy where you just didn't know. Or they would make you feel like they didn't really like you. So you would go back to being sort of like just that in the friend zone. Does that make sense? They did this on purpose so they could keep those emotions down and also keep your emotions down. They couldn't handle the emotional part of it. It was there. Everything was there, but they just couldn't handle that emotional part. Let's see what else we've got. Let go. Don't wait for bloody hands. So there's a sense here that they couldn't let go of all that past stuff of worrying and being fearful and, not wanting to sabotage the connection they had with you or have more responsibilities when it felt like it was more of a casual thing and they felt like they could rely on you and go to you. And it didn't have like these boundaries, but it did. I just feel like it had boundaries as far as like sex. That wasn't happening. But there was flirting and there was like long looks and things like that. But boundless in the sense where they could say anything to you. They could do anything with you. They could do nothing with you and be happy. So they didn't want to lose that. They were holding on so tightly to that they lost sight of other things is what I'm getting. Definitely. And we've got some inner child stuff. So yeah, they could have had a childhood that was unpredictable, or they could have, witnessed a divorce that happened between their parents. So that would have made them a little less likely to dive into relationships. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So let's see sort of, how they feel now. and sort of what to do about this connection. How they feel now, they're looking at you like this, the loving woman. They're thinking about you. They know that you are or were the most special person in their life. And they never had this ever. They got this nurture from you. This good, wonderful, blissful, happy nurture. I'm comfortable. I could say anything to you. I could be myself. I could bare my soul to you. I'm not afraid. I'm not worried. When I'm with you in that energy, it feels like heaven. So they're thinking about you. And they would be in a better energy now. I feel like if you all connected and had something, or you can have something, I feel like it will be very loyal. So let's see what to do about this connection. Let's see what we're getting here. So we've got conflict. So yeah, there might be some conflicts surrounding this now, because I feel like, you may have both moved on. One of you may have moved on. There could be some things that are left unsaid sort of between the two of you that need to be, that caused conflict. It could be that one of you, called the other out on something, and now there's some left unsaid things. I feel like it would be a little bit of a challenge to sort of go back to the past and look at what happened. But I feel like it's kind of necessary so you can overcome this. But yeah, I also feel like too, at that time, the reason why they didn't make a move was because they themselves were very conflicted. They had issues that they needed to go it alone. They needed to sort of like go into that wild ocean with all the crazy and battle through the storm. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what you think. Let's get on to card number 3. We've got strength. So let's see what was going on surrounding this. How did they feel? Why didn't they make a move? What stopped them? Okay, so I feel like they were a little bit tied to home, or had something going on with family at the time. I don't know if that is going to resonate with everybody, but I'm getting a sense of home and family. Like they needed to be strong and needed to be around their family or do something with their family. I also feel like they needed to build before they can be with anybody. Build their own life, their own home, their own security is what I'm getting. I feel like they were very warm and inviting with you though, and they considered you part of their family, if that makes any sense. They really, or you knew family through each other. I feel like they relied on you for that sense of that family, that feeling that they got. They didn't know what to do. They were trying to see it differently, but they couldn't. I feel like they really had some feelings for you, and they kind of hung around. I almost feel like they wanted you to make the first move. And I also feel like they would have sacrificed to be with you. And you definitely would have sacrificed to be with them. But there was something that wasn't being seen. I feel like they were trying to see you still as a friend or that way, and trying to bury these feelings they had for you. Wow. Also, it's like a should or get off the pot energy, because I feel like this is them sort of not making the move, but thinking about doing it. How am I going to do it? What should I say? What should I do? Should I do it? Should I get them alone? Should I, they didn't know how to do it. So they wasted time, sort of too much thinking, too much on it. They really wanted to make a move, but they're the kind of person that's slow to fall in love too. I feel like they're slow going. They're more of like a courting person. They want to court you. They want to date you. They want to get to know you. I feel like all that was happening. Having an awakening. So they're just, I feel like, in a completely different energy now from then. I feel like you brought this to them. They're awoken because of you. They're seeing things differently because of you. They're also looking back, kind of kicking themselves in the ass that they didn't make this move. They're thinking about it. They're like, I should have just did it. I should have just jumped into it. They're kind of like ruminating. They're kind of like thinking about the past. Like, why didn't I just, take that chance? I stupidly wasted time. And they're fearful that you're gone. They're fearful that, you might have moved on and that you're gone. They got a lot of joy and fun from you. I feel like this was another close friendship kind of a thing. I feel like they definitely want another chance to talk or to reach out to you. Yeah, they had to learn patience with this. So now I feel like they might have to wait for you. Was it that you were waiting for them and now they have to wait for you? They didn't make this move. I feel like they were very fearful. They weren't sure what was going to happen. The problem with them is I feel like they're in that night of coins energy where they're like, I needed to know if this was going to be okay and be something. And if they didn't, or they had any doubts whatsoever, real or imagined doubts, they weren't going to dive in. They weren't going to pursue because they needed to know for sure. So let's see what stopped them and why. Okay, so we've got denial. So they might have been in denial about this connection. They might have been thinking that they couldn't possibly get out of their past and their self-doubt thinking to make that move. They were fearful. I feel like they put it in their own head that you were not going to accept their advance. They needed validation. See, that's part of it. They were like, I can't make this move unless I'm 100% sure. They almost would have needed to hear it from someone else. Like if you had a mutual friend in common and the mutual friend was like, I think they like you and want to be with you, and vice versa. They needed that validation. They were so scared and strangled in their own mind of all the outcomes that could be possibly negative. They didn't make that move. Unbelievable. Wow. So let's see what else. We've got stop hurting and start healing. So there was some things that needed to be worked out and healed, possibly some of those self-doubt energies. I feel like this is also sort of an offer to try again or reach out. That's what I'm getting. I feel like they could possibly be in an energy where they're getting ready to do this, where they're getting ready to reach out to you and try to talk to you or maybe apologize to you in some way. So let's see, how they feel now and what to do about this. So I feel like there's a little bit of victim mentality here going on. Could be on your part or theirs. Spirit is like, we can't be the victim because this person just didn't have a clue. They were trying really hard to figure it out, but their standards of time didn't match your standards of time. And now I feel like there's a little bit of victimhood on both ends of this. This is sort of like blaming yourself and thinking you're not good enough. Spirit's like, nope, that wasn't the case. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, we've got peace. I love it. So you're meant to make peace with this person. Peace with yourself about maybe the victim mentality and peace with this person. I feel like there was just a lot of hanging in the balance of things and like not enough certainty. Okay, so you're meant to make peace with this person, and the whole lesson of this connection was strength, was to learn strength, inner strength and outer strength, and strength within friendships, relationships, and connections. This is a strong connection. I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, so you can see more videos like this on a weekly basis. And check my description box for links for my private reading information. See you on the next reading, guys. Love and light.